You're welcome back. This is still Daybreak coming to you from Trust TV, and it's time for our phone-in segment, our phone interactive segment, where we'd get to have your say, hear your thought, and have your voice on our show this morning. It's still Lilian Ogazi, and let's get right in. Now, we're talking about the 2025 National Youth Conference. While I was introducing the show, I said if you had the opportunity to be at that youth confab and you had the opportunity to speak and say things that would matter, what would you say that would directly impact or have a positive impact on the Nigerian youth? What is that thing you would say that would duly represent the interest of the Nigerian youth? Not your region, not your tribe, not your culture, not your people, but of the Nigerian youth. It's a youth conference. What is that one thing you would say that would have an impact on the Nigerian youth? That is the bone of our conversation this morning on the discussion, the phone-in segment. Now, the 2025 National Youth Conference is scheduled to take place in October here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. And the recent update is that yesterday, June 26, the Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, officially launched the conference registration portal, nationalyouthconfab.gov.ng. Now, this portal is to allow people to register. The formal commencement is the portal is now open, and it is beyond initiative to be broad, youth-centered and inclusive. So everybody is called in to register on or before June 30th. That's a few days from now. So those who are interested in participating should go ahead and register, and selection process will be done. Now, the deadline is June 30th for delegates to register, submit policy proposals, or join virtual sessions. But the question still stands. For the National Youth Confab, what's your take on it? Do you think it's something that is ready to happen? Do you think it will yield any result? That's the aspect we're also touching on the program this morning. The National Youth Conference, is it going to shape the mind of the youth? What is the one thing that would make a difference from it? Do you think it's going to make a difference? The numbers and the questions are displayed and will be displayed on your screen shortly. So do well to call in, send us a WhatsApp message via the second number on WhatsApp there, and we're here to take your thought. The 2025 National Youth Conference is coming up. A lot of people have been talking about, when are they going to open the portal? When is the registration going to happen? How is the selection process going to be like? What exactly is it going to look like? Well, now that the portal is open, it will allow for delegate registration, submission of policy papers, updates and interaction during virtual consultation. Now, the minister emphasized that the conference will be youth-driven, inclusive and non-partisan, with representation from wards, states, and Nigerians in diaspora. With over 70% of the Nigerian population under 35, he urged young Nigerians to shift from protest to policy, from problems to solution. This is an opportunity to move from problems and to gather and find a solution. Do you think this solution would make a difference? Do you think to change how the youth are being seen? Do you think it to make any positive impact? Bearing in mind, such conferences like this have taken place several times through different administrations, and we're going to highlight on that through discussion of the show this morning. But let's hear your thoughts. Call in and let's hear what it is you have to say. We have our first caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Good morning. My name is Collins. I'm calling from Benin.
Good morning, Collins. How is Benin? All right, Collins, go ahead with your thoughts.
For me, it is a complete waste of time to have a youth national conference instead of a national conference that comprises everybody. How can you be the resolution that's going to come out of it? It cannot be implemented in a holistic manner. It will not affect every sector that we want. It's not only the youth that are in this country. We have different sectors, different stratas of person. Everybody should come to the national table if they want a national confab. It's better off than getting one aspect of the nation. You say, okay, this one is for the youth. Another, we will not be preparing for another conference for the adult. No. If we want to have a national conference, we have it. Everybody come to a round table. In fact, this country needs a national conference to restructure this country. I don't even believe in this administration to implement anything that will come out of the youth conference. So if we are ready that we want a national conference, we should do it holistically. Everybody come to the round table, not just for the youth.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Collins, there for your thoughts. Collins is of the opinion that it should just be a national conference, not just for the youth. Maybe if it's a national conference in general, the people will be heard more. But this is to focus on the youth. Nigeria, we have a teeming young population who are facing insecurity, underemployment, health challenges. We have a teeming young population, that market, that young population that is out there, yet untapped. Raw untapped resources with the young people, and they are the future. So putting that on the front burner to sit down and discuss with the young people directly. Our minds might be older, we might not understand what exactly is happening or how things are directly affecting the youth or how things are moving forward for young people in other climes. So let's have young people here come and talk about it. But the question still stands, would it make a difference? Let's hear your thoughts. Now, still on it now, there's going to be the multi-level participatory structure for the conference. You have the diaspora virtual engagement, consultations in all 360 federal constituencies, zonal consolidation meetings across the 6 geopolitical zone, and the final national conference in Abuja to harmonize recommendations. We're watching. Well, let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Lilian.
Good morning.
I'm Usman Santari, though I'm not a youth,
okay.
But I disagree with the statement of the first caller. Something of this nature is good to carry along the youth of this country. So I don't think that what the first caller says is in tandem with the generality of Nigerians. It is a good idea by the Ministry of Youth Development or the minister in that regard to host that conference. To go a long way in strengthening and making our Nigerian youth to be conscious of what they are or who they are. So the reason why I call, though I'm not supposed to call, I'm from Yola, not Benin. I'm calling for Yola. Usman Santa calling for Yola, not calling from Benin. I disagree with the statement of the first caller that come from Collins. That's why I'm calling. But I'm not in that category. Somebody that is about 62 years. I'm not in that category. Right. But I'm trying to let you know that it's a good idea wanted by the government or the minister to host that conference. And it go a long way in strengthening the youth of this country. Thank you and God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Usman. Usman is coming from the table that it's a good idea, but the hopes and, Nigerians already have a deficit when it comes to trust in governance. Nigerians do not trust the government. Nigerians do not trust what the government has in store for them. So he explains why there's always a certain level of negativity and skepticism towards things that are being implemented or being made for the benefit of Nigerians. Nigerians question it because they've not really seen, there's no track record of such things yielding positive difference. But let's hear from the next caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. I heard you're calling from Bauchi. Did you say Abdullahi?
Yeah, it's Abdullahi.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Abdullahi. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, it's a good development and welcome idea. But, in our democracy dispensation, in Nigeria, youth, for now, they don't have any bodies to talk, they don't have platform to try it. But you can see the way our fathers now, they occupy the seat of politics, allow youth to give their own, even in the world, local government, state and federal, you cannot see youth. They don't have any platform to add their voice so that they would try the way our current leaders are. You can see before, all of them in their parties, they have chance to drive, but up to now, that one leading here, but we cannot see any development from him now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi, there for your thoughts. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, the phone lines are still open, and the question is, 2025 National Youth Conference, will it make any difference? And in addition to that, if you had an opportunity to be at that conference, What is that one thing you would stand up and say that would positively affect the Nigerian youth? Do not forget, you could also send us messages on WhatsApp to the second number shown on your screen. So call in and send in your messages and we would be here to take them. All right, still on the confab. All right, let's take the next call first. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. On the confab. All right, let's take the next call first. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
So I wanted to do this National Youth Conference.
Go ahead.
I think it's a bit stupid because you seem to be addressing a branch instead of taking the matter right from the roots, and it doesn't really solve the overall problem. You understand?
Do we still have our caller on the line?
I'm still there.
All right, go ahead.
It just kind of takes it from the branch and doesn't really address it from the overall root of the problem. You understand?
I think it's from the branch, not from the root. Can you throw more light on that?
It's like trying to take something from that, from the hand, instead of you to take it from the head of the problem.
Okay.
So I think this youth whole conference doesn't exactly solve the problem of unemployment and instability in the country. It just kind of says, oh, you guys should take it easy. We hear you, and we're not going to do anything about it in the larger view of things, but we will address it temporarily. So I think it's a terrible idea.
All right, thank you so much for your thought. You did not tell us your name and where you are calling from.
I'm Samuel. I'm calling you from Lagos State.
All right, Samuel, thank you so much for calling. And yes, you did point out that there are other root causes that need to be addressed before even going to, thank you so much, Samuel, for calling in, before going to sitting down with the youth. Like he said, it's going to be like a talk shop. Yeah, getting him correct. It's going to be like a talk shop. Yeah, we hear you. We've heard what it is you have to say. No problem. You can go home now. We'll look at what it is you've said and hopefully we'll work on it, which has been the rhetoric in Nigerian, among the politicians in Nigeria generally for a long time now. People give recommendations. Such conferences are being held. Loads and tons of money is being allocated for this conference to take place. Yet there is no positive result. There is no implementation of the feedback and the solutions being given at that meeting out there for it to see a positive impact on the people. But they're so optimistic that this is going to be different. Do you think it would be different? Let's hear from our next caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. I'm Abdullah Abubakar calling from Benue.
Good morning, Abdullah Abubakar. Go ahead with your thoughts.
You see, the conference, as you say, several youth conferences have been holding in Nigeria. And these people, that is the federal government, their concern is not on the youth. They will come to the media and tell us that they want to help the youth. There are so many things made for the youth. But at the end, you will find that they will neglect the youth. You find that all forces, youth, they will recruit youth. And at the first instance, when they recruit the youth, they will be the first meet to the bandits. They will pack them, somebody that you train for just 6 months. You give him arms to go and face the bandits. Before you know, they start killing all of them, all our children, the youth that are the youth that you say the youth for the tomorrow, whom their priority, their pride is to work for the nation. You take them to the war zone and start killing them immediately. What are the old soldiers that they have taken for more than 15, 30 years back? You will not take them there. They will pack the youth and go and kill them. So, my advice to the youth, whenever this conference holds, please put the federal government in prayer. There is nothing above prayer. Let's put them in prayer and let God change their mind to have a meaningful thing made for the youth so that it will hold. If not, you find out that when election has come, it is the youth that will pass. They will go and kill them. And you have nothing to do. We parents now, we lose them. And you have nothing to do. So I'm calling on the youth to please group yourself, prepare yourself very well. Whenever something is calling, whenever any election has come, they will pass you people, please don't go for any violence. Don't go for any violence. So that your life is very important in the future. Thank you very much. May God bless Trust TV and may God bless Nigerian youth.
Thank you very much, dear Abubakar. May God bless Trust TV. May God bless the young Nigerians who are out there struggling to make ends meet on a daily basis. And it's still the same thing he's saying at the same time. You know, it's time for the problems of the youth to be listened to, and it's almost like a talk shop. When it's time for the youth to be used for election violence, insecurity, and all whatnot, you find them coming out or the politicians using them to their best advantage. Let's hear from our next caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Abasekong.
Good morning, Abasekong. How is Gombe today?
Gombe is cool, calm, and calculating.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, sincerely speaking, this is a very welcome topic about our youth. Yes. Sincerely speaking, what the federal government is doing or any sector that has called for this is a welcome development. At least, let our youth have a sense of belonging. Let them know that, yes, they have not been thrown out of the scheme of things. I remember vividly the last regime, they said our youth are useless, our youth are not productive, our youth are cowless. But this regime has recognized that the youth are positively, if they are positively injected into productive ventures. Now, I also want to add, if I'm given opportunities to speak as a youth, although I'm not a youth, at 63, I'm no more a youth, I would discuss about tackling child abuse. My discourse will be tackling child abuse, street begging, almagery, several other devices that has crippled the economy, that has caused problems in this country. I will also explain why our child should not be be inculcated into this Boko Haram child soldiers and all those things. I will also speak on captivity and torture. There are a lot of people in the prisons today. The offense alleged to have been committed, they never did it because money bags just put them there to torture them. So these are the things I will actually go on discussing. There is a topic you also said after the phone segment that needs to be discussed about. Sincerely speaking, I really welcome that development. Because why? Security is one of the key things that is failing in this country. Why am I saying so? We don't have undercover surveillance. We don't have intelligence at all. We don't have it. Look at what happened in Iran and Israel war. The Israelites, they overwhelmed the Iranians because of what? They had underground surveillance and intelligence. This will be a discussion for another day. Thank you. God bless you. Really.
Thank you, Abasekong. Thank you, Abasekong. There, God bless you, and thank you for your thoughts on the show this morning. Now, he mentioned a salient point as to if given the opportunity to speak and to stand and speak during the youth confab, he clearly said what it is he will talk about. Let's hear from Shetima. Good morning, Shetima. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. Good morning, Shetima. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Honestly speaking, it's a welcome development. But I want our youth to remember to ask in that conference. Let them ask ourselves, what happened with the education privilege that they enjoyed in the past? Why don't they provide to the youth today? We all know we receive almost free education. We all know. So there is no way. You see, before now, Lilian, everyone knows that in the secondary school there is a meal. There is a meal in boarding school, and also when it was time for holiday, there is a transport money and pocket money. We all enjoy this, and moreover, when you go to the higher education, that is at the bus level, your scholarship will buy a motorcycle for you at that time. What happened to that arrangement today? We enjoy, free compound dress, free uniform, free books. When Nigeria was not making money that is making today, what happened with that arrangement? So you're supposed to ask all these questions. And what is happening? People are retiring and we are not seeing employment on the floor. What is going on? Our youth are productive, they have certificates, but nothing is coming up, there is nothing is coming, at the side of the government. There is no employment, zero employment. So, and the education is very, very poor. Let them ask all these questions and let them make a concrete arrangement with the government. Even now I want to tell our youth to know that this picture of this country, the picture of this country is lying on them. Let them all time, whoever will come out for contest to contest for a position, let him call, sit down with the youth of his constituency. What are you going to do to us? What are you going to provide? We need this, we need that, we need that, we need this. Let us go into covenant. Let us go into arrangement, contract with the person that's supposed to consent on that seat. So nowadays, because our parties doesn't have manifesto, so it is very difficult for you to understand what are they doing. Lilian is very sympathetic, is very unfortunate. Today in the 21st century, we are talking about provision of the potable drinking water. No good road network. Our road become a dead trap. There is nothing to show in the health sector. There is nothing to show in the education. Security is zero. Let youth realize all this. Let them not be allowed to go to this conference and collect an allowances and just go away. And we are calling for government to be sincere in selective of those who are the part and parcel of this conference. That's our main concern. Let them not bring their errand boys to discuss rubbish and just spend people money and just go away. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. This is my take.
Thank you very much, Shatima there. No, I like how you called on the youth to also put their voices together and hold the government accountable. And something came to mind. It is an opportunity, even if the government has the wrong intention towards it. Who knows? But it is an opportunity for the youth to put their heads together and go there with the right intention. I mean, what happens to... The portal is now open for registration. Their target is 36,000 youths targeted at the constituency level. What happens to youths in different communities putting their heads together and selecting one person to represent them? One person they know has their best interests at heart. Okay, you come and go and represent us. So we'll know that you are speaking from our constituency. They have 36,000 youth targeted at constituency. This is for participant and representation. 36,000 youths targeted at constituency level, 370 delegates expected at zonal meetings, 90% youth age 18 to 35. So for those who are asking the age range, 90% youth age 18 to 35, 10% older generations for intergenerational dialogue, and a 50-50 gender balance, inclusive of persons with disabilities and the marginalized group. So women also have the opportunity to be on it. Men, those living who are differently able, they all have the ability to participate in it. So what happens to everybody coming there with the right mindset and the right, strategically working towards attending it with specific people in mind who have their best interests at heart. It is still a case of representation. So they are expecting 370 delegates at zonal meetings. So each constituency should pick, I would even say not even a youth politician or anybody, that one person in the local government or in the community who has the best interest, who is living there among you, to take up that responsibility and go there. Now, before I go on with this, let's take a look at the WhatsApp message we have. We have a WhatsApp message. This is from Pastor Evangelist Oluhuntoyin Alabi from Ilorin, Kwara State. He said, who are the youth and from which age to which age? We've said that 90% of youth are expected 18 to 35 years, 370 delegates across zonal meetings, and all of them are to register online, where they'll have lots of participatory measures to be taking place before the final one in Abuja. He says, Nigeria will always do things wrong. What is the purpose of this conference? Only to steal money? Exactly what I said. So if the intentions of the conference is to steal money, because tons and tons of funds have been allocated to this, obviously, because it will take place. A lot of resources has been put in place for this to take place. So if money has been allocated to it, let the Nigerian youth show up. Show up planned, show up ready. This didn't put his name, but he said this is a jamboree. Federal and state governments should rather task itself in establishing tech skill centers, improve our scientific and tech education on the front burner. Look at how the Iranians were able to work hard since 1980s to defend themselves against Israel oppression. Youth should be empowered morally, physically, intellectually, and love for the nation. You know, thank you so much. You didn't put your name there, which is why they have come out to say this you have mentioned should be said there. The confab will focus on governance and political participation, economic transformation and job creation, education and skills development, technology and innovation, climate change and energy transition, social inclusion and security. We have a call. Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm in a shopping mall. I'm not at home, but I've been following what you are saying. My contribution to this thing is this. People forget to know something. This government, this president is totally different. I don't support this government from initial, but when I see what they are doing now, I know that it means well for Nigeria. For example, look at the tax reform they just passed. Now, nobody in Nigeria will be able to evade tax as long as you have bank account. That's how they do it. You will see what will happen from January next year. Here in UK, you cannot evade tax. It's not possible. So whatever goes into your account, the tax man will know it. So when you underdeclare, they will know. So government will have more money. They will not rely on petroleum again. So state that doesn't have petrol, they will not bother. And this tax can fetch government about 5 trillion monthly. Nigeria is a large country with a lot of business. People are not paying. That's number one. Calling the youth to come and talk is not a talk show. This president will implement whatever they want and whatever they say there. That's why they do it transparently. So every state, the youth will apply and they will bring them to discuss their future. And this man, this president, will give them whatever they want because the whole Nigeria, the youth own Nigeria. Our generation is going, but they are the one coming. So it means well for Nigeria. So for people to say it's a talk show, no, I disagree. It's a talk show in the last government. But this one has a good vision. This president here is a multi-billionaire before he became a president. So he's not looking for money. So he's here not looking for money. So it means well for the youth. And look at his government. He has more youth in the government than any government in Nigeria in the past. Go and check it. So it means well. Let's be praying for the youth so that they can, if I have a memorandum to submit, I can submit it to them. It doesn't mean that it's only the young people. No, submit your memorandum to the youth. They will debate it there. They will discuss. It's for Nigeria to go because they are the one who hosts Nigeria. Let's encourage them. So this man, when he introduced the task force, people were crying everywhere. But today, look at it, everybody is smiling. Because more states will have money. Most especially in the north, they will have more money. So it's for Nigeria to grow. What is it looking for again? Nothing. So that's why we should look from the angle. Let's love our country. Let's not condemn everything that, oh, it's a talk show. It doesn't make, and people, government is giving arm to people to go and die. It's a wrong information to the world. You are discrediting your country. Which government will harm a youth to go and die? Do they force anybody? So the civilian JTF in the north, they are not children. They are mature people. The governor of Borno State knows what he's doing. He won't put children there. And they are well trained. But for somebody to say, you just train children and youth, so they go and kill them, it's a wrong word. Don't let us be talking down about our country this way. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much, Ade, for your point. Ade came with a positive mindset, saying that sometimes you give the government a chance. And even if there is a downside or not clear intentions, for the lack of better word to describe that, not clear intentions on the part of the government towards this, it is time. They've given the table. So Nigerian youth, put yourself together. And for those who are saying that, I wish, I'm older, I might not be able to contribute, it is 90% youth, 10% older generation. So if you're in your 60s and 70s and you want to contribute, because they're giving a section for intergenerational dialogue between the youth and the older generation. So it's 90% youth age 18 to 35, and 35 and above can register as those who would partake in the intergenerational dialogue. So it's like an open table. For the other caller who said, they should make it a general conference, 10% of older people will be present there to also participate in it. And remind the youth, you people are not mentioning this, it's like you're losing your direction towards this. Point their attention and bring them back to it. So I would say, even if there is a negative impression towards it, or there might not be a carrying out of what was implemented, it might just be implemented if the youth put their voice together, keep the negativity aside, and still believe in the system, and come out, register, pick their representative, come out and register, and hold the government accountable. When you pick the right people to represent and speak, that way, these are people who have the interest of the Nigerian youth at heart, from each constituency at each zonal level, according to how the steps will be taken. Then they should represent and hold the government, follow up every single recommendations being given. Once again, the portal is open. The nationalyouthconfirm.gov.ng is open, and the initiative will be broad, youth-centered, inclusive, involving grassroots consultation nationwide, and even those in diaspora. So register. And let's not say the government didn't give opportunity for young people to speak. This is the opportunity. And for communities and constituencies who want to put their people out there, this is the opportunity to do the registration. So it will start. And we're going to watch and see how it all play out, hopefully. God bless Nigeria. Well, we've come to the end of this segment, so we're going on a quick break. When we get back, it'll be time for us to take a look at our discussion segments. We'll be looking at, journalists, the journalists, who is protecting us? What is it like covering conflict, and what, you, our dearest listeners should know about that. So do stay tuned. We'll be right back.